To all those who seek adventure, justice, and big damage numbers that come out of the enemy's head, welcome to Knights of New Avalon, a Beacon Odyssey and the only NLR game with a big head mode. Before we do anything else, I want to introduce my amazing players and beacons, starting with our newest member, Jeet.
Hi everyone, I'm Jeet. My pronouns are they, them, and I will be playing Culmination Crim, the punk of New Avalon, also they, them.
Excellent, excellent. We'll get to see how Crim gets to deal with all the chaos. We've dropped them down in the worst moment for this. It's gonna be great. Starting next, let's say the one who's laughing the least. Let's have Lucian.
Oh, hey, I'm Lucian. I'm playing Cam, the solitary angler, a life weaver. I'm here. I'm back. I'm here to fish people out of the Aether Sea, I guess.
Yep. And we're glad to have you. I think the other beacons are gonna need you.
Please
Next,
help.
How about Egg?
Hi, I'm Emily or Egg, and I have the joy of playing Haze Yoon, Sapphire's Glare, Free Fallen.
Thankfully, you do have a free fall buddy, so
Thank God.
Haze is
Thank
probably gonna
you.
be fine. And speaking of, how about that butt goes next?
Hey, what's going on, gang? I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Phillies finest. Happy to reprise my role as Kana Alva, the Orient Cavalier, littlest guy with most of his swords, who is always free, but is also currently falling, so, you know.
And last, but absolutely never least, Chows.
Hey everyone, I'm Chouse. I am back again as Ajax, the Trailblazer, Machina Gunslinger, as always, all my characters gotta have a little bit of Loot Goblin in them, and you'll be seeing that today.
Yep. Ajax has already made some choices. Boy, has he made some choices. Anyways, and my name is Tate Washburn. I am playing literally everyone else in the wider realms. And today, we're going to be talking about the consequences of last time. Last time, you all were headed towards the Ald Isles, Kana's home realm. And on the way there, ran into another ship. A ship under attack. The captain of that ship, Rodram Valan, was the one who effectively was happy to have your help. You got all of his crew off the ship with Cam's help on your own ship, sort of pulling them on. However, you could not prevent the ship from eventually breaking apart under the assault of an endless stream of Aetherlings. And so, to return to that moment, you are falling. Or more accurately, they are falling, because Cam, you have been on the Aetherwake. You've sort of put a fishing line through a teleporting circle to get a bunch of people out at once as fast as possible. You have two wizards of the New Avalon College who've been sitting there helping you maintain this. You saw, probably at about the same time that everyone on the ship saw, that it was falling apart. I'm gonna give you this moment as it is breaking apart. What do you do?
So
One thing.
it's all the beacons falling out, you said?
Well, 3 beacons, 1 punk rocker are falling, and you are on the Aetherwake. And then also a captain of the ship. Not your captain, that captain of the ship.
Shit. Cam would definitely try to fish out one last person. Let's see, who would it be?
I will say that everyone except Ajax is right next to the teleporting circle you've been using, although it is rapidly deteriorating as the ground it was placed upon is fracturing in this exact moment. And I think you would have the magical sense to know that that could get shaky.
He's gonna try to save the beacons then. He'll try to do it anyway through the teleporting circle.
Okay. That'll get most of them, if you can get all of them. I'm gonna say if you want to get all 3 beacons, do you also want to get the captain who's right there?
I'll try.
All right. I'm gonna give you 2 options here.
Okay.
Either you prioritize the list you want, and you only get 1 difficulty, but I'm gonna like sort of change like the numbers a bit to say the better you get, the more you grab. Or
Right.
it's all or nothing, and it's 3 difficulties.
Ooh, I'll take the 1 difficulty for the list.
Okay? List them.
All right.
There's Hayes, Kana, and your new punk rock friend, who I'm still trying to make sure I have the name always of the Crim,
Culmination.
and the captain.
I think it would have to be Kana, Hayes, Crim, Captain.
Okay. Understandable.
Yeah.
Out of character, by the way. I'll be fine, and also I can get Haze.
You did just
Cam
see. You did just see Kana like carry Hayes to try and get very close to this teleporting circle. That's the only reason you have this many targets.
Oh, gotcha. I don't think the list changes.
Entirely fair.
Cam would definitely prefer prioritizing the beacons over the captain, and he also just
Unfortunately,
doesn't
not
know
a new
Crim that well.
Mhm.
At least not yet. All right, so
So yeah,
One
then
difficult-
this is gonna work. Yeah, 1 difficulty, and basically, if it's less than 10, it's still a failure. But then
Mhm.
we're just gonna divide the top 10 into 4-ish.
okay.
So at like 12, you get 1. At 15, you get 2. At like 18, you get 3. And if you get more than 20, you get 4.
I'm gonna use my furthest cast in the west.
Mhm.
You know, I am fishing people, so it should cancel out the difficulty and give me 1 accuracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what I got. That's a 19.
Ooh,
That's
you get
not too
3,
bad.
so not captain. You have 3 people at the end. Well, first, give me a little flavor. Sorry, I should let you.
Yeah. I think this is just almost entirely just raw strength. He's still riding that high from catching that massive fish. He's
Mhm.
just dips
But
out.
you've been fishing people out of this teleporting circle like
That's also
the
true.
whole fight as well.
He's standing there going, "This is nothing compared to catching that fish," and he's just keeps fishing. So he dips the line 1 more time, really plants his feet, and just pulls as hard as he can once he feels, people on the other end.
Yeah, I think this is where you realize how helpful the teleporting circle is, because it does dissolve. Your line is still there. It simply snaps back into like the actual space you're in
Yeah.
directly. Oh, do we have a
There was, yeah.
20 years?
Damn it.
Thick corn dog.
Yeah.
Jesus, Corn.
Who else would it be? Usual suspect.
Because you snag 3 of them and you're like, I got this. There was like 5 people at a time previously. The teleportation circle breaks, and now you are bearing the full weight at great distance. I do think that this is going to require at least like 2 more successful rolls.
Okay.
It's still with just the 1 difficulty though, because you did sort of make that list and you have prioritized them. I'll have you do 1 more roll, and we'll see if other people want to do something in this
I was
moment.
gonna say, can I throw in a roll to add in like Kana trying to like mid-air maneuver to grab himself, and probably Hayes is nearby and like grab the fishing line.
If I recall
I
correctly,
think that the-
Hayes is being carried by Kana.
Yeah, like the line has got all of you pretty solidly. This is can Cam hold all of you as this line sort of snaps back into the physical space.
All right. Let's see what I got. That's no good. That is a 9.
Okay. This is when I'm gonna let other people make a choice. Completely transparent. If he even succeeded, it'd be like you guys can help with the 3rd roll. if Cam wants to try and roll to salvage this alone, it is now 3 difficulties. If someone else wants to make a choice to say, I'm going to lighten this load for him, you can make the 3rd roll.
When
I think
say
you guys
lighten the
see
load
me
for him,
stumble a
elaborate what
little
you mean.
bit.
Yeah.
Like, as in, we are not.
If you want to disconnect yourself, or if you have another idea that I am not thinking of, but it is too heavy for Cam in this moment.
I got it, I think. If I'm carrying Haze, is there enough debris around that I could let go of the line and make a couple of funny, cool parkour moves to get myself up there?
Yeah, I'd say that you don't even have to let go of the line. Like, there's debris around you. What was the magic circle is in front of you. There's just 3 bits of it now, was the ground of the ship in front of you. So if your idea is, I'm going to parkour jump off of this rubble to try and, like, reduce how hard this snap is, I think that's fair. It's just, you carrying a person, there's at least a difficulty in there.
That's fine. I'll use my Sprightly Tumbler background skill. Which will cancel out that difficulty and still leave me with an accuracy. I don't have my sword dice right now, so I'm a little less thematic, but we'll see what we get here, gang. Oh, we're riding it high first. That's 17.
All right. Yeah, I think that you say that, Cam, you feel this line just nearly take you off your feet. But Kana, in his excellent timing, has found that moment, like, kind of you feel it almost happen and instinctively just jump.
I think it's like because again, I think like Lucian mentioned, like, it's seeing Cam kind of stumble somewhat and just, oh no. And like, I think it's going to like briefly toss Haze as hard as he can, and then like just to kind of free up his hands, and then like handspring off of some debris, kind of like jump over. I think manifest the sword, sticks that into another piece of debris, and like springs off of that, jumps midair, grabs Haze again, and then plants his feet firmly, runs a little bit, and just leaps for the circle.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and I should say the circle's just like the direction. The circle is not functioning anymore. That's why the line is this way. It's just a direct line there. But you do manage to lessen that moment. And yeah, Cam, you have your 3 friends, but not the captain, at the end of this line. And I'll say, you don't have to roll to reel them in. It's like, this is the moment now you feel your own captain come up behind you. And like the 2 interns sort of scramble to like help brace you for this extra weight. But it was really just a moment of surprise, and you have this now.
Okay.
As you're reeling them in, I would like first a reaction from Krim and Haze. You two just are absolutely snatched out of the air. What's this moment like for you two?
I think Krim had come to terms with the idea that they were going to fall. They gave their team one last boon to get where they needed to get, and that was like, that's it, right? I think they were reaching for the captain as they got snatched out to just try to give one last person one last chance.
Uh-huh.
And they're just sort of, yanked away by this fishing line.
Hayes, what are your thoughts as you're saved from this?
I think Hayes is pleasantly surprised that they are not falling, in fact. And they hardly had to do anything because Kana has taken care of it. Because your boy's slow. So I think Hayes probably would have been pretty resigned to just, well, it's Jover. But no, I just got a one-way ticket to We Chillin'.
Yep.
So thanks.
Ajax is not on the line.
Nope.
Ajax is not close enough to you guys to be at GOT.
Yeah.
And
So-
honestly, even then, Ajax has already made up their mind, and if they had tried to, they would probably have swat the line away.
Also,
Like,
to be
no.
fair, if he had gone for you as Ajax with the extra heavy metal, you said you like planted yourself specifically. I'd be like, that's 3 difficulties on its own. That's a whole other bag of worms right there. Then the moment we have now is Ajax. You have planted yourself firmly to a specific place on the deck. You said you moved towards where there was the most like effective tech, I believe.
Yeah, where like either the most valuable stuff will be, whether that be like the
I guess that's the question.
mechanisms.
Valuable because like this had like trade goods, but it also has like a crystal engine that keeps up its realm.
Yeah.
So valuable, you mean technology valuable, or you mean like monetary valuable?
My thought is technology valuable.
Entirely
because
fair.
I feel like that's where Ajax's priorities are going to be more of into that technology, and especially with the Aldials knowing that they are more like isolationist, if I recall correctly. They're going to have some either technologies or build characteristics that are not going to be seen anywhere else.
So you have placed yourself
quite interesting.
effectively right on something. It looks like a forge almost, but it doesn't have fire. It's like you can tell there's some kind of crystal mechanism to it, although it's not the main realm crystal. You have planted yourself right in front of it as the ship is falling. What are you doing? There's going to be at least 3 rolls involved with this to not be hurt too badly.
Let's see. Ajax is probably just focusing on scanning like everything, and if there is a piece that does come up as like danger, then they'll take action. But like I feel like they're kind of just falling like a brick, for the most part.
Let's start with that scan then. Give me some kind of like a skill that you could say is your magical ability to sense the world around you.
Let's see.
This is not quite the. You know what? We're gonna do combat vibes for this
I feel like Trailblazer would probably work.
Sure.
This
I'd say
more than the others.
Like either that or the math one, the number cruncher. I think
Number cruncher. Yeah. My reasoning is with being a trailblazer, you have to like analyze the world coming at you, rather than just doing math.
Yeah. So roll me one of those. See what you get.
That is a 12 on the die and 6 for the d6, so that's 18.
Yeah, that's definitely a success. Yeah, because you have 1 difficulty. So you realize this like crystal structure is part of a larger like thing. You can see it. It's right there. You put sort of your mana into it and feel the direction it goes. So you are right over this thing. I'll say in terms of survivability, I think you understand there is sort of a lead to this thing when it's going to land, in theory, and you're pretty close to it. You are going to have to sort of, at the moment of impact, understand what's going on, like do the math effectively, and be in the right spot. It's gonna hurt though. This is not going to be gentle, and you feel yourself falling. Especially as this realm ship is effectively still creating a realm, as you have nailed yourself to the part that does that. But it's still falling. Like, there's nothing below it to support it. It's somewhere between the Sky Islands and an ocean, and you are not sure what is below you. You can save the last 2 rolls for the moment of impact, unless there's something that you want to do here and now in this free fall.
Is there anything in particular or anything of note that Ajax is like seeing?
That's most of the tech you're seeing. I'd say with the because you did get a success. I will say you do not know precisely what the goods were that they were transporting, but you see that
Mhm.
this ship is effectively just it's mostly like wood and then these hard light construct parts that help keep it afloat, and those constructs have failed. They require like a lot more complicated magical structure around the whole outside of the ship. It's very similar to Kana's high magic and the weapons he makes, just on a much like larger specific scale. Those things have gone, and so like you can prioritize maybe trying to like salvage and understand those with that roll, or the goods that they were transporting.
I feel like the technology would be more valuable to Ajax. For it. Like
Yeah.
I don't like we don't know
And it's-
what they were carrying.
Yeah,
but-
well, if the technology, like the levitation mechanics, are what you're looking at, that's going to be a roll to see, like, can I don't know, like, jumpstart one small part of it to soften this landing is kind of what I'm imagining you're doing.
Okay.
Because some of it's kind of still connected, it's just all falling apart.
Yeah.
This is going to have two difficulties: to try and make a ship that is actively in pieces.
Actively
land
falling
softly.
apart, not to absolutely
Mhm.
eat shit. Let's see. I think Ajax
ever
would prioritize.
Number cruncher would be used. This is what you would use.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Number cruncher would work on that. Let's see, what would Ajax? Let's see. Well, in putting them back together, he would gain more of an understanding. So yeah. I feel like number crunch. Yeah.
Yeah, how about give me a roll
That
on
would-
that to sort of understand, or like try and make this work, and then I'll give you choices based on the roll. So that's just 1d6.
20, and then
Because this
a
is-
6. Because number
Damn,
cruncher's
20?
got rank 3. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and this
total
was a
26.
Yeah, damn, that's a crit. Yeah, you just unabashedly, like, there's no consequence here. There's not a lot left, but there is, like, at the keel of the ship, like the very like bottom edge of it, you revive effectively what would be the rudder that is directly attached to this realm part of the ship. And for that, I'm going to say it's just a regular roll, whatever numbers you want to do. You feel the ship falling. You manage to get it to, like, skim. It doesn't really stop going downwards, but some of the momentum is forward now. With just this, like, you have maybe the back third of this ship, none of the top deck, just this engine and, like, the rudder, as everything is falling away and dispersing. But you have this. You see that the goods were, like, mostly, it seems, food of some kind. You're not sure. It's falling away, like crops. There is some like building material, and then there's crystal. It's a yellowish crystal versus the blue that New Avalon tends to use.
Okay.
But it is like effectively raw realm crystal type stuff that's just not been used. That flies all over. You're not getting any of that, but you do have the ship not falling directly downward. In this moment, you can see there is an island ahead of you. So you can choose to land on the island directly, or get real close to it, or avoid it. You have the tiniest bit of steering in this one moment.
Okay. Let's see. I don't know how deep the water is around
Nope.
the island.
It's a floating island.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, is that's why you don't know. If it's a regular island, it's like, well, it has like a beach that goes out and then to the, but for all you know, it ends right at the water line because it's mostly in the
Okay.
water. Because it is that, again, space
You
between
should
the two.
land on the
Floating
island.
That's my thought. There are a lot of trees on this island, or no?
Some, yeah, it seems pretty forested.
Okay.
It's strangely not
Uh,
like palm trees. It's like mountain trees.
Okay. Yeah, I'll still. Yeah, I'll have to aim for that island, just for the guarantee of solid ground. I'll attempt to aim for a clearing, but I don't know how feasible that would
there's
be.
not a there's a little bit of what could be generously called a beach. It's more wet rock.
Hmm.
Honestly, there's more soil than there is sand on this island, despite
Okay.
being in an ocean. So yeah, you could probably find something, but this is a rough direction. So I'm gonna say island is the best thing you can choose, not
Yeah.
specific land. So yeah, roll me something. No difficulties because you did get this rudder to work pretty good
Let's
under
see.
the circumstances.
That is a 16 on the die. I don't know if unique neural pathways would fit.
Give me some flavor. Why would that fit? You are connected to this ship. Are you have you made it almost as much a part of yourself in this moment as your arms and legs, maybe?
I feel like that would possibly. I feel like that could work. I feel like in terms of like how Ajax themselves functions within their core, it's less of like a direct line to like their arms and more of just like their soul sits inside the core and there's just a bunch of like buttons and levers, and it is essentially just another section of buttons and levers, or these are now manipulating this rudder in lieu of their
and I think
normal
you're
body.
like effectively your soul, like the thing that shapes and creates the mana you use, has just stabbed into this crystal column that goes to the rest of the ship that has managed to get this rudder. It is that connected to you. So you do have, in this moment of panic, very good control. So yeah, we'll let you roll those 2d6 if you want to really survive this.
That is a 1 and a 6, so that's 22.
Yep. Yeah, you
My dice have been blessing me today.
was not that 16 and that 20, it would be a problem. So you skim this towards it. I think it's because you have made almost all the momentum forward in this moment. You realize why there's not like a beach is this ocean is almost an illusion. It is clouds that look like water.
Okay.
And you do skim off of it. It has like a certain density. It's like thicker than clouds, but not so much that you would be able to float there and bounce off of it a little. And that gives you just, it grinds the bottom of the ship away. That bit of wood and hard light that you've created as you zip onto this earth. You go through quite a few trees. There's really not a lot of space here. And then, almost thankfully for what you want, because you just did get more than a 20, the ship tips, and there's a lot more material to scrape away before it starts getting into the crystal and the technology you're looking for. As it finally, slowly, and you're still strapped now sideways to the sideways deck, stops.
They put me on the Z-axis.
You know before you even look at it, before even sensing, everything outside of your magical senses can change in an instant. It's only the things you are currently perceiving stay solid. You do not know where your friends are. Distance becomes weird as soon as you're disconnected like this. But you have survived. And as you are sitting here, before we move over, you do sense a single other person somehow has landed with you. Rodram Valan, the captain of the ship that you barely piloted, has managed to just barely land. He's not looking great, but he's alive.
Okay.
And so, let's switch the mood of the tone. The rest of you, you're on the Aether Wake. There are a lot of other sailors here that were on this ship that you have saved. I think the captain and the wizards that are here are like tending to them more directly and giving you for a moment. I think the scene is yours. What are you saying? What are you doing?
Friend Hayes, are you well?
Yes, thank you, Kana.
It's no problem. Could you please lift yourself from me?
Oh, I apologize.
I'm glad you're safe.
Thanks to you. Are you okay?
Unharmed. Though I am concerned. We couldn't gather everyone.
I mean, we go find Ajax, right?
Of course we do. Let us speak with friend Cam. Find a plan. And then we will go find our friend.
You are standing next to like all the Kadrasi that were there on the ship, and one of them is our captain. We were all just getting out.
We could not rescue him. That does not mean he is lost. We will find him, if he is out there.
We have the utmost of confidence that our captain is alive. Please, if you can find him. He spent everything he could to save us. We are grateful for your service, Beacons. We do not wish to ask more, but we must. And what would be like a polite gesture, like equivalent to like bowing or something?
Deja vu. You asked the next question last episode. The Kadrase formal bow is a very simple thing.
Right.
Is you place your hand to your forehead and then to your chest, and then you bow slightly. Gesture implied that, like, both my head and heart see the light in you.
It's the most it's an extremely solemn gesture and bow. Precise even, as you say so.
Kana will straighten his back somewhat and just... I am Kana Alva of Lana, and my doll is one of the Beacon. I will ensure you that I will find your captain if he is out there. I will bring him back safely. You have my blood as my promise.
Cam, you just hauled 3 people while your line got dimensionally fucked with. How you feeling?
Yeah. So I was gonna mention, Cam's walking over. You can tell he's like kind of flexing and stretching his arms. He definitely probably pulled something. But you can hear the faint sound of thunder around Cam. He's definitely not happy. And when he gets to the beacons, he crosses his arm and he goes, "What the hell was that?"
We were attacked. Aetherlings were flooding the ship. It came undone.
And Ken, you did see, like, it was an endless stream. So I guess the clarity is asking what the beacons didn't do anything. Or are you like, hey, why was this an endless stream of Aetherlings attacking the ship?
I think the next question will make it a little more clear.
Okay.
No, what I mean is, why did I have to save all of you?
I am confused. I did everything that I could.
Can't exactly keep a ship from breaking apart, can we?
Thank
It's a
you,
little
Cam.
callous of me to say this, but you are more important than the captain and the crew of that ship. You all are beacons. We still need to find Ajax, but if Ajax is lost, that's one less beacon that we have. If the rest of you are lost, then it's just me. Can these crew replace you as in your beacon duties? No. Could the captain? Even less so.
Respectfully, friend, I disagree.
Why?
Every life is a flame, a precious light in an endlessly dark void. Our writ as beacons, our dull, is to save, to protect. If we fail in doing that, by our own means, in anything, even for a moment, we have strayed. Strayed from the doll it is not right.
The crew of the other ship is solemnly nodding.
Just be more careful in the future. I don't want to handle all the beacon stuff on my own.
I understand. And I am sorry.
Now, did you see where Ajax went off to?
Yep. She went down with a piece of the ship. Drifted off in the Aether Sea. I was not able to keep track of him past that.
They seemed pretty sure of themselves when they moved.
They always seem that way.
No, but like they picked a spot as the ship was collapsing, like they knew something that we didn't, you know? I tried to give you guys an opportunity to get to the circle, and they instead chose to go there.
As if they had a plan. And that sounds like our friend.
Sound like Ajax. Now, where would this plan have taken them? And Cam's like, hand over his eyes, looking over.
It's not gonna work. Okay, you guys know that something is out of sight. Who the fuck? It'll be like kind of near, but just distance and direction. It is not a physical sight thing. It is a magical sense.
Then we'll have to find
Cam's
him.
gonna call her shoulder. Captain Zane.
Zane seemed to be busy sort of arranging suddenly a bunch of crew. And you guys handle that to the interns. Cam?
Any ideas how we could track down Ajax and the other captain? What was their name again? And
Rodrim.
turn to one of the crew.
Yeah, Rodrim.
Rodrim?
Yeah, Rodrim Valan of the House of Sales. Again, for your benefit, the audience benefit, because it's been a month, the eldest son of a family of powerful traders. Not one of the 7 families that rules the Ald Isles, but pretty big. So Zane, responding to your question, says, I mean, we could probably rig something to try and find him at longer range. Otherwise, your choices are basically to try and take a ship and just troll around until we get close enough to sense him. Ajax is very resourceful. And if you are right that he had a plan, I'm going to assume it has something to do with being found, so we might be able to wait that out. But if you want something more proactive, the problem is that we have one ship and a bunch of injured people. I know you beacons are tough as nails and twice as hard to bend, but we have regular people who could use a little more medical attention than this ship is outfitted for.
Doesn't I'm sorry if this isn't true. I've just heard this around. Doesn't beacon magic bend the ether? Can't you guys magic something up to traverse it?
we would still require a ship.
I hear a lot of
Thankfully.
stories. It's just
I believe we have one of those. Looking at Cam,
Well-
giving just the dopiest smile.
Cam, did you bring your houseboat along?
It's always of course.
Yeah.
But Cam
It
will
goes where he
respond,
goes.
we're standing on a ship.
but these people
choice-
need help.
2 ships.
Zane's like, the choices are we load them into your ship to go to the nearest island, and we take this one, or the reverse of that. Can you fit 15 sailors on your houseboat?
You know I can't.
I'm sorry, it's a houseboat?
Of course.
Yeah,
what
look
do you?
out the back. We've been trolling it. Fun little houseboat.
Awesome.
All right, we
The
can
third
take my
option is we
houseboat.
go. Yeah, the third option is we take them all back, and then we come back and hope that Ajax is fine. Just the farther we move away, the less clear the direction is going to be.
We can take my houseboat, but none of you is touching anything unless I say so.
Okay, can I touch
I'll do
everything?
my best.
I will throw you over the side.
I
You
thought
just
were
rescued
talking
me, you're not
about
gonna
just
waste
how
all that
important
effort.
It was that we don't lose beacons.
I'm not a beacon.
That yet to be seen.
No, I mean, I can get the thing, you know, the call to action.
Zane is like, you will figure that out. Listen to your captain. He is the captain of his ship. Just the rules of a boat. I have other people to take care of. I also think that one of the interns is clearly sitting around Krim, like just like hovering. It's like, that's not how beacon magic. Have you done realm? Like, wants to explain, but you do not have to sit there and listen because they have other stuff to do. But like, that's not.
No, yeah, I've heard the stories, buddy.
No, but they're not.
Let's get going, huh?
Agreed. We should be off.
When we get to the edge of the houseboat, Cam will go, you all wait here, I'll be right back. And you see he goes, and he comes back with like a little chalkboard that he's writing on. And he turns to you guys and he goes, these are the rules. 1, don't touch anything. 2, before you do anything, ask for permission. 3, don't talk to me. Understood? Krim?
Can I break rules 1 through 3? Please.
Do you want to be left behind?
I thought I was gonna be left behind when you fished me out, and I don't think you want to waste all that effort, so...
Alright. You're not allowed in the house part of the boat.
Top part for you.
Fair enough.
Cam,
I like the idea.
Yes.
Cam has like some lawn chairs effectively up there, but like that's.
There's a hammock. Absolutely
Yeah.
on the outside. Yeah.
Oh, I spent a weekend in one of these.
we meant to ask permission if we're not allowed to talk to you.
Wait for me to talk to you first.
So we are allowed to talk to you if you talk to us?
Yes.
What if it's an emergency?
It's important. Emergencies are important.
Cam
One
just
of
turns and
engineers-
throws the chalkboard over the side and goes, just be reasonable, please.
Alright.
One of the engineers walks up because you're right at the edge of the boat and just, this'll help, and hands like what looks like some sort of strange antenna.
What is this?
It'll help you find it.
By what
thank you.
means?
Does one of you pick it up?
Yeah, Cam will grab it.
You can tell as soon as you touch it, this is basically an antenna for your like magical senses. Because you suddenly like, it's not in every direction, it's the direction you point it, but it's just way farther out there.
Like one of like those directional microphones.
Kinda, yeah, but for like the vague sort of sixth magical sense that is slightly different for everybody.
Magic antenna. Got it. Let's go.
Parabolic aura detector.
It's your robot detector, I guess.
Spot finder. Let's do it.
Beep boop.
Yeah.
Beep boop.
So,
Right then, Kana said
speaking
that
of,
suddenly he's
Like
already
a
on the boat.
Geiger counter.
Yeah.
Cam turned his back for half a millisecond.
Cam is
Kana's
honestly
already
not
on
too
the
bothered.
boat. All right then. Let's be off.
Kana's the only person in the group that's been on the boat before, right? And I think twice now.
Both times
Yeah.
uninvited.
Yeah, Cam's all right with it.
You practically live here.
Exactly. It's basically my second home, dude. And we're in my first home, so like it like works double, right?
All right.
That's just
Exactly.
math.
That's the rules. That's rules.
Anyways,
You know.
I believe the timer is probably up for the years, yeah?
All right then. Let's get
true.
moving.
Wahoo.
Anyways,
It's instantly
speaking
redeemed
of
again.
finding your-
Watch.
I was gonna say you shouldn't have said anything. You should have just taken him off.
speaking of your robot friend, Ajax, you're on this island. What was your first order of business? Give me a little flavor.
Let's see. First order of business is to stabilize the area. With immediately, they're probably going to do that themselves. Kind of expand this bubble of stability. Largely in reaching out to like at least capture the captain and their immediate surroundings.
Yeah, because you can feel the remains of this realm ship that you were on. It's kind of still functioning, but it does. You're immediately like, I need to make sure this doesn't like collapse on us, and then we have nothing. Because again, you know that your body will be fine in the Aether Wild. It's just you will immediately be separated from any of the resources you want. So, you make this bubble. I don't think that's like a role the captain has gotten actually fairly close to you, and you are a beacon. You can make like a small building's worth of space without having to roll. More than that is going to be something where like you have to put some oomph into it.
Okay.
So you have that.
Okay. The next order of business would be to gather the I have a feeling the crystal that has been powering the ship is at least of a manageable size or like handleable size. I don't know if the crystal itself has fractured at all, but actually working with that and making almost like a stabilizing kind of lantern.
Yeah. You can now see a lot of the inner workings of this a lot better because most of the ship is gone. You see the sort of keel of the ship is pretty much gone. The thing that would let you make hard light projections, those bits have completely been like just ground away. And what you have is, again, this looks almost like a forge, but the inside is crystal instead of like metal, and it's not doing fire. You can tell it almost like takes in mana or produces mana. And that's like just has a crystal column going directly to this almost case around a crystal. And this is all in this yellow crystal that is more of the Ald Isles. The main crystal in the center isn't cracked, but the sort of like cage around it is deeply rattled, fractured, bits of it are broken off, as it did like get bumped around pretty hard. And in fact, a part of it did get shaved off. You were that close to losing most of this. But you do have like the crystal itself, and you do have this metal, and again, this sort of like column of like forged crystal that leads into this cage. It's as you're looking at this that Rodrum, he has stood up, and you can sort of feel him heading over. He sort of comes around the corner of what once was one of those like top deck ports that you like would put cargo in through, and he's just leaning against that. It's like, you're Ajax, correct? That was some excellent, if terrifying, shipmanship.
Affirmative. Gratitude. The control surfaces were suboptimal, but functional. Craftsmanship went a long way.
You'll have to apologize. I'll have to apologize. My ship was not in exactly prime condition.
Recognition. Although I feel as though you did everything you could. And they'll try, let's see. They'll largely work with the large section of the realm crystal, or like the crystal bit
Cage.
and
Big crystal cap.
yeah, and try to like get to it and probably grab some resources and like bend them into making almost like or at least just like, let's see, sorry, gotta think. They'll actually take the structure that's kind of built this cage around it and almost reform it almost to where this crystal is more handleable.
Okay, the question is how? This is like crystal and metal.
I thought it's the realm
around
space recalculator.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, go ahead.
I don't think it's going to be as simple as just doing that in this moment.
Yeah.
Rodrum is looking at what you're sort of calculating, and I think that you're trying to analyze it like that. The material is specifically resistant to shifts in reality, so that it may survive the Aether, or the Aether Sea. At least that's what I'm told by our shipwrights. You are a beacon. I assume you will be able to do it. It just may take a little while. May I suggest that we find some more reasonable shelter? And Rodrum, he's clearly looking around, like making sure he's aware of things, and he's also clearly injured. And just says, This is the third attack on a ship I have been on in the last month by Aetherlings, and in greater force. I am maybe a tad nervous being here.
Recognition.
I
see.
can help try and move this, but it seems heavier than the mountains themselves. But if we can, finding a place to work on whatever it is you're working on that is more defensible may be ideal.
Let's see, because that forge is not operational, correct? Or would it still
pretty
be able
intact.
to...
It's pretty intact. It's just attached to this crystal. Like, this crystal is the sort of source of it. Your earlier analysis as you were falling, as you think about it, is it's really a way to like direct the crystal from on the deck. And you can see it had other nodes that attached to other places on the ship that are just not functional, but the main sort of column of it.
Okay. Let's see.
It's not
So
really.
in that-
Rodrum's like, that's not really necessary to make the rest of the apparatus work. It's a control structure. What are the vehicles that I've seen your realm use? Now Avalon, cars with the wheels.
Affirmative.
Yes, those things. I understand that there is a similar structure that if it breaks, you cannot steer the vehicle. That's what this is.
Okay. Let's see.
We can remove it if you'd like, and we can take simply the crystal and the cage apparatus.
That was... This is my idea. HX will, before trying to remove that cage, they'll definitely do a detailed scan of this forge and see if there's... Yeah. The idea
I'd love
being
a single
that
roll
they
on that
could-
one. Oh yeah, sorry. You go.
Yeah. The idea being that they could possibly do some upgrades to the forge that they have on the Aether Wake.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
thought
actually,
his
yeah,
number
give me that roll
cruncher-
first. Yeah, give me that roll
Yeah,
first.
just a flat roll.
Yeah, there's not really difficulty to this, so if you want to use number cruncher, go for it.
Yeah.
This is not like there's not consequences to this failing at the moment.
Yeah. That's a 13 on the die and a +6.
Yeah.
So 19.
It's remarkably similar, actually, to the sort of part of the Aether-Wake. Aether-Wake is using different materials in terms of like the cage, and the structure doesn't have like something on the deck. It is all just to the command deck. And you recognize that, yeah, Captain Zane's the helm that has a like crystal apparatus that's probably doing about the same thing. You know that Zane is
Okay.
a skilled enough mage to just probably the wheel probably means about as much as the magic that they put through it.
Okay.
So very similar.
Alright. So there
And yeah,
wouldn't
you
be
know,
much
you don't need the
use in
forge part.
upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, you could. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. But clearly,
Yeah.
like, your ship, the Aether-Wake, is a collaboration of many realms to exist as part of
Okay.
this, like, larger beacon program.
Alrighty. Yeah, but with that scan done, yeah, Ajax will probably request the help of the captain if he's able to.
Yep.
Kind of grab this the center crystal, and they will
more than that,
reach
he
up and
helps.
pocket the small one.
More than that, he finds, like, these are the places that it's, like, supposed to fit to. And it's not meant to come apart, but, like, it's the weaker spots. So you can very easily sort of identify those things. I will say, I'd like another roll real quick, just to, like, how intact this is as you disassemble this thing that's not meant to be disassembled. Like
Alrighty.
many ships, there are certain parts where if they break, the ship is just done.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of them.
That's a 17 on the die.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
This again is not super complicated. You sort of disassemble this thing, and you can even take like the forge part, just not the whole crystal column because that's quite big.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Rodram is injured. Mostly, it seems like one arm isn't doing great,
Okay.
but he does manage to hoist like. I think the forge is actually the lighter part once disconnected from the crystal, because like the metal is quite useful. You will want it to repair the rest of the cage. And you know some metals are like mana reflective almost,
Okay.
like help channel it in the direction you want. So yeah, he's carrying down on his shoulder as you go to find a more defensible position, at least if that's what I'm assuming you're doing.
Yeah. And
I'll give you a minute
once
to. Sorry, you go.
once they actually get to like a good spot that isn't
Mhm.
like actively crumbling, and let's see, because they haven't still being hoisted by Ajax. Ajax would actually help
Roger.
Rodram with healing their arm.
Okay.
Either putting it in a cast or in a splint, or probably, I don't know if this would help with the
Well, you-
intern Scholar of Souls. Probably.
I'm gonna say that's. He's gonna. No. We should preserve your strength. You're keeping reality here and now. This is fine. I will be fine.
Okay.
He even like
so yeah, then they'll
creates
focus.
a sort of splint of his own magic for a second. Almost seems to reassure you because it doesn't seem like he was gonna do that otherwise. I would like to really quick just to sort of jump between scenes. The four of you are on Cam's houseboat. I'd love a little flavor of that as you're going out and searching. You see the Aether-Wake leave towards the islands. You, Cam, have a lot of experience in the Aether Sea or Aether Wilds, whichever it is called for any given place. So it is not difficult for you to navigate it. You'll know where to find the Ald Isles.
I think Cam will hand the antenna to whoever he thinks will have will cause the most trouble if left unattended, that being Krim in this situation, and be like, here, you point me in the direction, I'll sail the boat, basically.
Interesting question for Krim then. How does Krim sort of sense other magic? We've talked about this with some of the other characters. Like, what does it feel like to sense somebody else?
Krim, we sort of touched on this a little bit, I think, with Kana.
Pretty sound-based.
Yeah, it's music-based. They hear almost the sound of their soul, basically. And that usually happens while they are playing, and if Krim tunes into it, that sort of becomes the song that they're playing on their instrument. So I think Krim has posted up in the hammock on the deck as instructed, and is just gently strumming along, and lets Cam, offer up the antenna, and will just sort of hold on to it while they play.
Yeah, well, it kind of works like a radio for you. You're playing this out, and whether you're playing along with it or not, you hear mostly static, but you can tell as you move it, there's something light, something in the static that feels almost like music depending on where you point it. None of it's really coming together yet as you're searching, because I also want to know what Kana and Hayes are doing as this journey is happening.
I'm curious, what do you guys want to do? I can describe what you guys see.
I think you're
You're
muted.
muted, love.
Oh, you're muted.
Muted.
Whoopsies, my bad. I think that how Hayes would have found a place to sit and is just looking around at all this stuff in the houseboat, not touching anything, staying in one place, just looking, taking it all in.
What's Kana doing? Before we get to description.
Honestly, probably just hanging around Hayes, honestly. I don't think he really knows exactly how to be useful right now, and so it's just gonna be like, I'm just gonna hang around you, and until someone tells me how I can help out, I'll just be standing here.
Yeah, so Cam will have given you a little tour in the sense that he guided you into the house and basically said, sit there and don't move. And when you walk in, you see there are 2 floors to this house on the inside. There is a big wall on one side and a small loft on the other. You can't really tell, but you assume that in the loft there's a small bed and maybe some furniture, and that's basically a sleeping space. The area under the bed holds a smaller kitchen. You can tell Cam does most of the cooking and the cleaning of fish outside. There's a larger grill and fish area in the back. But there's a small modest kitchen and a round table in the corner with a couple of stools around it. And if you're sitting at the table, you're looking at the other side of the wall where there is a lot of fishing stuff on the wall. There are, several fishing rods. There are all those magical fish that Cam has caught, hung up on the wall. Yeah, the fish suitcase. There's also lots of random fishing tackle and random stuff just all over the place. You can tell also in one corner there's all of his beacon stuff, all of his beacon gear, his armor and everything. That you can tell that's where he stores it. Sitting on the table between you two is Cam's phone. He just, the moment he gets to the houseboat, he just throws it there on the table and it sits there until somebody finally catches him in a moment where he's looking at it, or until he remembers about
clearly. It. It's not making any noise even when you message it, clearly.
His phone's on always on do not disturb.
Mood.
Alerts pop up, visibly, they just don't make any noise. It doesn't vibrate.
And if anything, Cam has also given you 2 mugs of coffee There's like a small pot on the stove in that kitchen. He's like, "Here, coffee."
Thank you.
Imagine looking at Kana and thinking, yeah, let's give that kid caffeine.
Caffeine.
It could be decaf.
That's a great idea.
What could possibly go wrong?
I imagine Cam has several like novelty mugs. Like he doesn't have a lot of silverware and plates in here, but he does have, I think, quite a few. Like not a crazy
I've
amount.
got a
but, like,
Fisherman's
way more mugs than
Digest
just
mug.
One of you has a
Steer me.
yeah. One of you has a
One that
Fisherman's
says, I would
Digest.
rather be fishing.
Yeah. The other one's holding a mug that says, "You're quite the catch." That was clearly given to him by somebody.
One is shaped like a fish.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Oh
love it.
God, I love
Yeah.
you so much.
There's also there's like a big window behind that table that he has now opened so that he can look in and see and make sure you're still sitting at the table from where he's, navigating the boat.
Oh, God damn it.
Only because I've
Surveillance.
spent quite a few summers on a houseboat. Is there a second steering wheel on the top where Krim is? Or is there just the one? A lot of housing boats have a secondary steering wheel.
Yeah, you're right. I think there isn't like a full one. Cam probably
it could
just
be
uses.
the wheel.
Yeah.
I would assume you have disabled it so that Krim doesn't start steering left and right while you're not.
Yeah.
As a kid, I didn't know that they was turned on and started accidentally steering the houseboat as a 5-year-old. Until the adults like, stop doing that! I'm trying to drive. It was very funny.
Phenomenal.
I love it.
Yeah. I would love Krim to roll something to sort of sense the direction you're going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can offer you magic. I don't think any of my skills would apply to this.
Well, and I've encouraged all the players to sort of think of some of these skills as more broad than just like, so like rouse the crowd could maybe be like,
I feel like we could
sensing
maybe
a crowd
swing
feels like that could be part of the magic you have, is simply knowing where they're at and amplifying that. Feels like that's a magical sense in a way.
Looking for the audience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You gotta work the room.
exactly.
Alright. Could do rousing the crowd. I could do a magic roll about it.
And that's because that's the thing. Even just as a like civilian kind of sort of knight in New Avalon, you are very magic. Like everyone is pretty magic, and did they practice magic or not? And you have for your music. So yeah, roll me that with 2. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna give you like 1 roll a scene.
That is an 18 and a 3 on my d6 for 21.
Yeah. Tell me if this sparks joy. You are searching for a specific sound, one that you are maybe associated with Ajax. You haven't spent a lot of time with them, but you know that they have a specific vibe to their magic, and you've met other of the Reborn, the like robotic souls. And so you are familiar enough with like the way their magic is generally that you think you can kind of start trying to hone in on that. What's that process like, out of curiosity?
I think Krim is since they have been ordered to point and find, they're just kind of wearing the antenna on their back and are playing their guitar. And I think they're doing the same thing they were doing on the Aether-Wake, where they're feeling out the general vibe of the area, but with this new like sort of parabolic sense. They're picking out points in the static and seeing if they can pluck any resident melodies out until they get a sort of whatever they could best estimate is Ajax's sound.
Yeah, and I think you have a small sense of that. It's like you've just picked up the instrumentation. Not the whole rhythm, not the bass line, not the melody, just like that's the right baseline sound for that, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I do think if you have it on your back, at one moment you're like, it's that way, and then you realize, no, the senses are pointing out of my back because I have put the antenna there. It's like, no, other direction, and you face the other direction and be like, that way.
I think it starts as a sea shanty because this is a houseboat for a fisherman. They're just kind of they're matching the vibe that they physically are aware exists, and it sort of begins to shift as they pick up the instrumentation to Ajax.
Yeah, I think that what you're playing doesn't need to influence the thing you're sensing. You're just also having a good time vibing. You're hearing a sea shanty and told a direction. Just to live in the scene for a little bit longer.
Yeah, Cam's happy to just keep a watchful eye on everybody while he, guides the boat.
Yeah. You two doing anything else with your coffee that is or is not decaf?
I think once Hayes finishes their coffee, they will stand up and kind of the only thing that comes to mind is Asian grandpa, the hands behind the back, looking at the stuff on the wall, just inspecting.
I think Kana is just tapping their feet, their hands in their lap, kind of ADHD kid trying to sit still but failing to do so horribly.
And there's a sea shanty, so probably to the music.
Yeah, and it's just I wish I could be of more use right now. I hope Friend Ajax is okay.
I'm sure once we find Ajax, then there'll be more to do.
I am not comfortable with waiting.
Well, patience is a virtue, right?
And it is one that I found I have lacked.
Then good practice.
Like training.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of straighten his back and playing his hand on his hips and just.
I'm just imagining inside of his head, patience. Patience.
Exactly.
Patience.
Oh.
Constantly remind themselves.
I do want to follow back with Ajax really quick. How much is Ajax finding this defensible position versus having Rodram sort of find that? Would Ajax have opinions on this is a good defensible place to be?
Most likely. I feel like
Okay.
Ajax, knowing that Ajax and Rodram both use ranged weapons, they probably try and pick out a spot with both cover from other ranged weapons, but also enough of a clearing around it to allow for clear lines of sight and utilization of those weapons.
You don't have to pick a skill, just a d20, because I kind of want to see which one of you spots this first.
Alrighty. That is an 11 on the die.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's pretty simultaneous. Is you've gotten more into the woods, and again, it's like a mountain woods. There's pine trees. You have the smell of vanilla and pine and all these other bits of forest, despite there being an ocean just over there. And you spot a bit of a clearing. It's a little higher up on the mountain, which you kind of think is a good idea also. And it's clearly on a slope. And it's an old building. It's almost like cement. It looks like maybe an older cement. It's quite simple. I don't know how much Ajax knows about architecture, but you'd place it as not dissimilar from New Avalon. There's something different about it. And as you're sort of analyzing the tactical advantage, it has an upstairs with like windows. It has like a bit of the roof is flat and a bit of it is like peaked, so you can like sort of post up there with long range. But it does seem like it probably has enough space. You sort of like look in the window and see, oh yeah, this has like a lot of just empty space. It had like a inside balcony to get to the second floor, so like there's a big tall space. And mid-analysis of all of these things, you notice the wall right next to you has a symbol on it. It's a phoenix with the wings making a circle around it. The symbol you remember, the only memory you have. And now that little raised section to the right corner, there's something about that that's familiar. You know before you look upstairs, there's 3 rooms against the balcony, which you look up and it's true, like on the balcony on the inside. One of those lets you get upstairs to the like flat area of the roof. Something about this layout, you remember. And we would like to take a quick break, give my players about 5 minutes before, 5 to 10 minutes before we come back. Give Chow some time to lose it, just a little. Ask me a bunch of questions and take notes, as is his wont as a robot man. And we'll see you all soon in a second. Bye. Welcome back to Knights of New Avalon, a Beacon Odyssey. Before the break, we had some great big revelations. Our robot friend Ajax, who normally does not have memories of a previous life, is having memories of a previous life. Specifically, this building. The symbol on the wall is one that you've recognized previously. It's the only sort of memory you've had before. It's like almost like a, you know when they have like a shield and the swords on the wall? It's kind of like that, but it's like just that symbol. Yeah, like it could almost be that. It's up on the wall. And this is like a very old building. So like there's a bunch of stuff clearly missing. There's not like furniture. There was maybe some kind of floor covering, but now it is this sort of like cement-ish stuff. It's like it's been stripped away. What's Ajax's original reaction to being in this like basically empty building and knowing the layout without looking?
I feel like Ajax's reaction is that of almost shock, I feel. I feel like camera-wise, when Ajax like almost walks into like the camera is looking at the wall with this phoenix icon. Ajax walks almost into the middle of frame, turns, and then there's almost like a boom and zoom effect of just recognizing what this like means in both in general and to Ajax, and knowing that this is going to be a much more tangible area in terms of hints and clues of the one that came before, or the life that came before.
Yeah, I think there's this moment of like Ajax is not moving. You're carrying this crystal and like some of the cage around it, and then Rodram, he like walks past, puts the like bit of this forge down. Lead Rad's like, this is an excellent place, defensible place, friend Ajax. You work on that. I'll make sure we are not surprised. And he just like does not notice that you're having this moment. Goes upstairs. You recognize, oh yeah, that third step is slightly worn down. There was a squeaky stair there, but the wood's gone. It's just like a thing that you're like, no, used to be there. He walks upstairs, looks around, finds a place. He's up on the roof now, or he's like looking out of windows. He's making sure we're not getting snuck up on. you are still reeling from the fact that you know these things. You know which room he went to get up on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even have to see.
Are there any names that are popping up in Ajax's mind, like whose room they went into?
Specific names are hard. There's a sense of a person. That person is close to you. They picked the room with the ladder that goes up to the roof because they had a garden up there. You called them sister's the closest word. You don't know the language it was in, and you think it's probably actually like family relation, maybe, but it's so vague, like, because you're not speaking the same language now. You're not thinking in the same language now you did then. You get a distinct image thinking about that spot and that place and that time is a young woman, a child. You are the same height as that child. There's plants and an open sky. An endless, unbroken, not shattered sky. Before the realms. You also know the building didn't used to be here. Separate of your memory, your knowledge of this kind of place, this is effectively a very tiny dungeon. One of these like buildings that's sort of lost in the aether. It was probably in a vaguely similar environment as your understanding, but it like wasn't a building alone on its own in the mountains. It was some other place. But like your memory doesn't really cover that. That's just, you know, that's how that works. Any of the little dungeons you found, that's not like really where they were, you know?
Okay.
I'm gonna say, you could get like other maybe specific details. You think this is a family, like your family possibly
Yeah.
was in this house for a time. And the memories are confusing, and it seems like different points in a life, including childhood and adulthood, and different people. And it's just not clear. So if you want something specific, you might have to roll for it. But otherwise, if there's other like questions that you would like to pursue, now would be the time to ask them.
The only thing that that would come to both mine and probably Ajax's mind is if these memories that I am getting washed over by are true, they will probably also start speaking in this language that they are thinking in.
No, I should be clear. The language that like we're all communicating in now, that's what you're thinking in. That's why the memories are hard, is because the memories are a language you don't recognize. Or like you think it's a different language. You're only getting the meaning because you have no idea what the words are.
Okay. Yeah.
You recognize it's something else, but it's like so innate to who you are, the language you think in, that it's difficult to like even think of the words. It is the meaning.
Okay. So yeah, Ajax will probably almost mumble to themselves like the meanings of these words that are coming through.
Yeah.
And they will look around and probably even need to go upstairs to find the room that was theirs, or at least they have the most connection to.
Yeah, there's kind of two, and you get the sense when you stand in one upstairs, you are a child. But then you go downstairs, and it's next to the like the lowered area that has the crest. There's a bedroom to the side of that, and you are an adult. and I'll say, in this room, the adult room, there's some furniture that's still around. It's metal instead of wood. And I'd like to leave Ajax in that space for a moment so you can think about what you do next. Our 3 beacons and a punk rocker who are looking for Ajax. How's the search been going before we do any kind of rolls or stuff? It's taken, I'm gonna say it's been like an hour or 2 that you've been out here, and you're pretty sure you're going in the right direction. It's just distance is weird out here. And also, you did see Ajax fall out of the sky, and likely at great speed. I think you're getting the sense that, yeah, he probably like traveled a certain distance, because direction is weird out here too. How's it going?
I think for all the preaching about patience that they just did earlier, Hayes is starting to feel like, how the fuck did this guy fall so freaking fast that we cannot manage to find him in all this time in a ship, which should ostensibly move faster than gravity, but whatever.
It's a houseboat. It's not exactly meant for high speed.
I have an idea.
Still.
Hmm?
We could turn the engine off. If he was falling fast, we could fall fast.
Absolutely not.
We've got more of a ship than they did. Come on. This is
If you
taking
guys-
forever.
That sounds like a really, really good way to destroy the houseboat.
If you're getting bored, there's a deck of cards somewhere in one of the drawers by the table.
Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to touch anything.
Malicious glance.
I'm just saying, if we attempt to replicate the path that they took by falling,
Everyone else,
Is the-
other than Krim, understands that is completely not how that's going to work. I do think,
that does-
Krim, you're not as familiar. Direction means nothing, almost. Like, if he went down, does not mean that's where he went actually is down. I just don't know that Krim understands that, which I think is delightful.
That does give me an idea, however. The Aether Sea is a matter of existence versus concept. Reality is only what you perceive. Distance doesn't matter for where our friend ended up. Where we are, we simply have to end up existing near them. What if we bridged the gap? Pushed out more existence around us? Perhaps made our bubble touch theirs?
is that something you guys are capable of doing? You know, with like magic?
Capability is a matter of will when it comes to magic, friend. And of my understanding, at least.
There's an intern on a ship who desperately wants to explain realm travel to Krim, and I think that's very funny.
Theoretically, yes.
I will say, Hayes, you have the best idea of this, of the 4 people here, with Cam a close second, but you understand walking through the Aether wilds and how spirit, like, how souls and spirits connect really well, and Cam, you're very familiar with navigating it.
Mhm.
I think the 2 of you understand, yeah, that's very possible if we can sort of get Ajax to reach back out as well.
Yeah, that is the tricky part, I guess. Because we certainly, between us, have far enough magic to push.
I have a question for Cam.
Yeah.
How does the houseboat work with inter-realm travel? I'll let you have some leeway here. Does it have its own sort of like small realm crystal to like make a very short bubble? Or is it like pretty much if you're conscious, you can be outside of a realm, but otherwise, no?
It's probably got a small crystal. Probably saved up a lot.
Yep. in my head, it's like he turns it on when he's gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
So yeah, you right now it's sustained by just like the fact that you guys are conscious and that the ship sort of does sustain itself while you're piloting it, Cam. It's like an extension of you.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely push outward. Who's doing that? How's it gonna work?
Well, I am
I
certainly
nominate
capable of
Kana
trying.
because you're jacked in a magical sense.
I am a magical battery, as it were. So yeah, I'd love to make a roll with my overwhelming font of high magic background skill.
Absolutely. I'm gonna have 3 people roll, and it's definitely Kana first to sort of do this, and then I have a suggestion that may spark joy after that. Let's see where this goes.
Okay.
Here we go. I've also got, what's my grit? I got 2 grit. Yeah, grit 2. Throw about that. Ho ho! Nat 20 on the die.
God damn.
With a
Alrighty.
2 on the
Yeah.
accuracy and a 2 for grit, making that a 24 total.
Yeah, it does feel like Kana, this is probably part of like high magic training, is simply stepping into the Aether and like how far can you push?
As
It's
we've
like
already
weightlifting,
seen,
technically.
Kana is more than willing to push the limit.
Yeah, so you make something akin to the, like, you could have enveloped the entire, not the Aether Wake, the other ship, the cargo ship. You could have enveloped it in this bubble easily. And then you push
Even in my
farther.
Future.
And then you push farther. You've lived on islands smaller than this bubble by the time you are really pushing it. You understand you have
it's
to
just like-
hold it there.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
just like hops up from where he was sitting and like takes a couple steps forward, rolls his shoulder, rolls the other one, closes in one of his hands, and just like pushes. Hair starts kind of flaring somewhat. Magic starts rising up around him. His tattoos start glowing a little bit. He's just honestly having a lot of fucking fun with this.
And
Ref, do something. He's going
terms of-
Super Saiyan.
right, he's going Super Saiyan Red. And I have a suggestion, and I think that Hayes, you would kind of get a sense of this, and Krim, you would as well. Krim, you're like sensing Ajax's direction, and again, direction is like not the right word, but it is like sort of like pointing. Hayes, you are intimately familiar with Ajax's magic. You've taught Ajax soul like magic.
Mhm.
You have a sense of him better than anyone. I think that between the two of you, you might be able to sort of, like a radio, tune in on him better.
Mm. Okay, I like that.
But it's like it's gonna require both of you. So like I want to know how. Like I'd like the scene of you realizing this and talking, and how do you sort of divide this
Yeah.
job?
Hmm. I imagine it starts with Hayes asking, like, how's it going? Is it,
Krim?
yeah.
What?
Yeah, Krim, you're sitting in a bubble of high magic. Kana is doing a magical feat that you are probably absolutely baffled by, especially someone who doesn't live outside of a realm much. And then, how's it going?
Well, that's cool. Kana's cool.
True.
I
We all understand that Kana's cool.
Stop! I can only blush so much.
what? How are you doing?
I'm alright. The fall did not shake me as much as I expected. But I have an idea.
Okay.
Although I'm not entirely sure that I understand how the contraption the intern gave you works.
Well, I just hear a lot of static, and if I point it in a certain direction, I can hear a little bit. But I don't know if it's this magic stuff is baffling to me. I don't know if it's different for you, even though it's a machine. and at least as I understand machines, they perform the same function for everybody. But I don't. You could try it if you want. You could try the antenna, the radio.
Well, I believe your ears are better than mine. But I was wondering if I could teach you a magic that I had taught Ajax, if it would help you sense them.
We could try it. I want to be as helpful as possible. I don't know if I'm the guy for that job.
Out of character, I'm making everyone my soul magic interns.
Yeah. Just a skill everybody's gonna
I
have.
do
by
the
the end
opposite of gatekeeping. You will know about my interest. You
Yeah.
will listen.
You will listen to me
Going?
talk about trains.
It's not gatekeeping. It's jailing. You're jailing.
You're gonna be in here with me.
Yeah.
Join my fandom.
I think Hayes will say, well, it's less that you need to do the magic, but I would like to show it to you, and maybe it will become a familiar tune.
Sure. Let's hear it.
And I think
Yeah, go.
Mhm.
No.
okay, Hayes will open their tome and flip through to a certain page. And you'll see they start to like conjure light out of the pages, and it will kind of spin around. And to Hayes, it does not necessarily make sound.
Yeah, in my head, it's more of sensing emotional stuff
Yeah.
to me, right? Yeah.
Yes.
But it does
like,
have a certain frequency still.
Yeah, and I'm curious what that like mist sounds like to Krim.
Well, it is a
Because
question I
it's
kind of
not
asked you guys
something that
generally.
like Hayes
What-
can pick up on.
Yeah, but what music do you think Hayes's magic sounds like?
Oh, okay. I think it's like a rain stick. That like constant
okay.
percussive like movement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also imagining a lot of like long, drawn out strings, maybe, with that.
I can see that.
Something that does resonate, like the same thing we were saying.
I think
Yeah.
Krim sees the magic goes on, begins to sort of tune into it, and their guitar does something that they haven't done yet because they just haven't encountered a different instrument or an excuse to use different instrumentation. As they pluck the guitar strings, it sort of starts to take on the sound of a rain stick dribbling, and then they add in the long drawn out strings. It coalesces from the guitar into that music as they begin to sort of tune into it. Is this what you had in mind?
I think so. How do you do that?
Everybody's got a sound.
And yeah, Hayes, you feel the emotions you feel when it comes to like sensing other people's souls, and in particular even your sort of sense of Ajax in that music. Like it's the same resonance.
Yeah.
I would like to do something where I didn't think of this when Kana was rolling, but make this an adversity challenge, where you each pick an approach. And it feels like Kana's is probably endure, but I'll let you sort of decide that
Oh.
really quick.
to-
Foxy, you rolled well, so it's whichever one you want to pick.
Yeah, I gotta double check the list real quick, but Endure doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, endure, infiltrate, prepare, scout, sway, and whittle.
Yeah, then I think it's probably Endure on the list. Yeah, that's probably the one that's
Yeah.
the most reasonable.
And the consequences for this will be, I think, just for everyone, effectively this will take up a lot of mana if you don't do this well. It's one of the. I know that's one of the consequences for that. So yeah, I would love. Sorry.
No, I was finding the list again. That's all.
Yeah. So in the meantime, Hayes, which one do you think that is for what you are doing? Is that infiltrate, prepare, scout, sway?
I think it's.
Sway feels like the right one, but it's up to you.
Oh, interesting. I was gonna say prepare or scout because I feel like
Sure.
I'm.
Yeah. I would say prepare because it feels like
Yeah.
sensing his direction is probably scout, which I would assume is either going to
Yeah.
be Krim or Cam, who sort of does that.
Yeah, I like prepare then, I think.
Yeah, so you're preparing either of them. Not to leave Cam out. Apologies, Lucian.
No, you're good.
Because you're just driving. You're just watching and listening to all of this as it's
Yeah.
happening.
We jamming.
But yeah, Krim, you get a better sense of both Hayes, but there is also that instrumentation, that sort of low hum, the right tune. It does fit in with the sound that you have been given here. Ajax feels different, but it's like the same key, and it would like blend well. So I would
sort of-
love.
I think it comes in as like a droning bass line. It sort of becomes the undercurrent of the magic.
Yeah. And there's something that's almost more consistent, probably, with Ajax. And but it's like the same thing. So I would love for both of you to roll me something to try and get a hit on this.
We're... to prepare?
Yes.
Cool. Could I use my Scholar of Souls skill in this instance?
I think that's appropriate considering the intern of souls
Yarr.
that Ajax has.
My intern. Alrighty.
Unpaid intern.
And then, yeah, as a reminder, because I'm sure Foxy's already looked at it, as a crit, you get no consequence, and you may choose an option from the hit list.
Yeah. And I think I'm gonna go with bolstered, so I'm gonna start combat with 4 temp HP.
Perfect.
Could you remind me how 3 rank in Scholar of Souls means I roll 3d6, yes?
Yeah, you get
Yeah,
3
you roll a
accuracy,
d20.
and the highest
And
one
then
to your
I take
d20.
the highest one.
Mm-hmm.
You pick the highest
Okay,
one, and then add your grit.
So I'm 19 plus 2 is 21.
Yeah, you got it. So
Oh,
yeah, you get no consequence and choose an option from the hit list for prepare, which is
Um,
defensive. An ally of your choice starts combat with 3 focus. Encyclopedia.
yeah, I'm
You
looking at the
and
list.
the other PCs. Yeah, Pick
Does
one from that list.
Does someone
page
have
36.
something where they can use focus?
Really, just you,
I feel like-
honestly.
It's just you.
Oh,
It's
why
really...
was I thinking that someone else had something where they could
I
use
think
focus?
Ajax
for
can
Pigeon?
use focus,
think
right?
I can use
For, like,
counterattack
uh,
with focus, so like it's not useless for me, but like
Okay.
I don't urgently need it.
Okay.
You can go with the if you want to.
While
Absolutely.
you're deciding that, though, I would love
Yeah, let me keep reading.
Krim, I'm not saying you have to do scout. Cam could do something,
mean,
you
it-
could do something else, but it does feel like it's appropriate.
Yeah, I think it's appropriate.
I've got
Um,
blocked where I can use focus to gain dodge, but that's one.
Yeah,
Oh,
and so I do think that you can pitch me which background skill you want. And remember to add 2 to the roll for grit.
Mhm.
But I think we've already said like rouse the crowd does have to like a sort of sensing to it.
Yeah, I think that's the only one I could twist to fit this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use Mischief Maker eventually when I'm up against Cam, but
Problems on purpose.
that's gonna be 15 plus 4 is 19 plus my grit puts me at 21.
And there you go. Y'all are just rolling
Yeah.
really good today. Damn, all right.
21.
High rolling, high
yeah,
rolling.
so yeah, also look, it's on page 36 of the book if you have it
Mhm.
open. Yep.
Yarr.
You get overcome and then one other thing from the hit list.
Okie doke.
I think I'm gonna take encyclopedia.
You and the other PCs know if any deployed enemies have abilities that grant resistance or immunity, or that make them vulnerable, and what those abilities do. This includes abilities with conditionate triggers. Perfect.
Yeah, I think that sounds like it could be juicy.
Yo, big fan.
I think I'll take no enemies from Scout.
Your enemies can't start combat hidden or invisible, and can't become hidden or invisible during their first turn. Oh, perfect. If we could write those down, so that I can remember those two
put 'em
things
in the
in
notes.
particular. Perfect. Yeah, and Cam, you, I think, as the person driving the ship, sense this more than maybe even Krim. It's like reality, like this giant bubble that has been made by Kana is like sharpened into a point. You don't need anyone to tell you anymore which direction to go. You not only sense that's definitely where he is, you feel the ship move faster. There's a current, there is a wind, there's a reality is moving in that direction. As two beacons and one punk rocker are sort of pushing the ship along. What's your reaction to that?
I think if everybody else is distracted, feeling that the ship is moving on its own, he'll actually step away from the controls and grab his own mug of coffee and just kind of stand on the side and enjoy the feeling of, you know, the boat swing under him and everything, like the wind going by.
Perfect. And I think you, Cam, because you're not distracted, Krim does not at all feel outclassed in this moment magically. You cannot know for sure, because again, it's easy to pretend to be a beacon. People do that fairly often. But he's standing next to you all in a way that his own reaction would not, like their own reaction would not at all make you think. You also remember how Hayes acted early on.
Not the call out.
You were the one who wasn't sure of yourself before.
Let me be.
It's just a detail. Oh, was there other stuff in this scene before we sort of jump back? Ajax, you first, after this moment of revelation, you've walked around the house. You get a sense that there was, like, at one point, like, two other siblings with you. If we're assuming that they're direct siblings as a child. There's parents. As an adult, it's a little harder. Like, there's less memories there, so it's a little harder to evoke. But there was other people in the house, vaguely. And you're in this room with this furniture. What's, like, your broad game plan? And we can answer a lot of questions based on that.
So for gathering intel, my thought is to look for photos, if there are any left.
It's gonna be a little harder, but keep going.
Yeah. Trying to see what kind of, if there are any personal belongings that had been left behind.
Mhm.
And let's see.
Do you
any
do anything
other-
with the
like-
realm crystal and fixing that? Are you, like, in the meantime? Are you information first, crystal second? Is that the order? Perfectly fine if that's the case. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I feel like Ajax has probably uncharacteristically gotten distracted with this information and just
Mhm,
like,
mhm.
yo,
Yeah, that's fair.
I need
Yeah.
so
I'm gonna say you look around the house. There's no obvious photos. Again, a lot of the stuff that was not like cement and metal has aged away, you think.
Okay.
However, I am gonna let you roll to find like more along that line.
Let's see. Yeah, so probably let's see what would be metal.
Because I do think that I will say you could use any of your 3 skills, but I'm gonna say you get a very different bit of information depending on the one you use.
Okay.
Between Number Cruncher, Unique Neural Pathways, and Intern Scholar of Souls.
I'm gonna look for a safe.
Okay.
Like a safe box.
Sure.
My thought would be Interim Scholar of Souls as of like kind of the vibe that this whole area is in.
Sure.
And then also kind of where a safe would be hidden. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So let's see. That's 15 on the die plus
And
2
1d6.
for grit. And then that's 4. So 21 total? Yes.
Damn, y'all are just rolling great today. Yeah, there's... I think that, like, Ajax's first reaction is probably, like, analyze everything in a more, like, mathematical, physical way. And, yeah, it's pretty bare bones. You don't find a safe that way, and then you just sit in these memories. The motions that you sort of remember. For a minute, you're just, like, standing in what was clearly, like, I guess the master bedroom would be the word we would use. That has some metal furniture. There's, like, a bed frame and a nightstand. And you just sort of start... It's like you're going through a day. Like, you know there's a bed there of some kind, and you know, like, you sort of stand up as if you'd just gotten up from it, and there's a nightstand, and the movements are more organic than currently. Like, you're usually so precise, and it's not that. And that's when you're like, okay, so you're focusing in on this soul magic. It's like, what does your soul want to do? Because there's no souls left here. And as you go through, there is another room, like near the front door. And when you go in, you're like, this was an office, a workspace? Unclear. But that's where you're going through motions. It seems like maybe opening books, or not really tinkering the way that you do now. Like, it's a very different life. And then you sort of turn and reach down to the side of the wall. It does not look different than any other place in the wall. But you feel it give. And you realize that whatever this, like, cement, like, stone that's, like, the base of this house, did it grow? Like, there's something has grown over where the safe was. And whether that was on purpose or an accident, you find a sort of... It's like a storage space. It's not really a safe, but it's kind of. And in it, there's stuff that's clearly deteriorated, but there is also, like, metal plates of some kind that have writing. It's like not the whole book, it's almost like the cover of a book. And inside, like, between two of the plates, there's also the most rudimentary of, like, magical technology. It's not really functional anymore, but you get the sense it's not dissimilar from, like, a microchip, but, like, really fucking big. Like, the whole cover of it. Like, it keeps information in it that you will need to, like, fix to get it to really, like, see what was in there. But there's something in there, and the writing you swear you recognize. I'm deciding if I need you to roll something to get this or not. No, I think the writing on the cover of this, it takes you a minute. It takes you a long minute looking at it. It is... It means something to the effect of reality magic. History of. This is what you sort of discover here. You don't know if it was yours, someone else's, that lived here. Like, it has something to do with reality magic. It's not anything like the stuff you found with, like, that's in your chest. Completely different in, like, your sense of that technology. But it's, like, the same category.
It's like almost like a precursor magic.
You don't even know it's on the same line. It's almost like, you know how two very different places will come up with the same technology at the same time?
Okay.
It's more akin to that.
Interesting.
And yeah, that's pretty much what you find. There's other details about, like, the furniture. You're like, huh, that had some, like, pretty advanced manufacturing, like the bed frame and this nightstand. Like, more so than you would think, considering it is definitely older than dirt. Again, you think clearly older than the realm shattering. And yeah. While you're doing this, Rodram has, like, been continually staking out, and every once in a while peeks in at you just sort of running around the house and not fixing the realm crystal. You don't hear him say anything, but, like, he's very much like, interesting. I want to give you a little more, like, time here in this space. Were there any, like, other questions? Again, you don't really find photos or, like, books or things like that. Those things have aged away.
Okay. The only other thing that I could think of would be
You, like, find cutlery in what's clearly a kitchen. Like, it's, like, on the floor because the wooden cabinets it was in have aged away, but there's, like, just rusted bits in there.
only other thing that I could think of would be to try and sit in the memories again and see if I can find my I guess my reflection.
Okay.
If that's
Interesting.
possible.
But I have an odd question for Ajax specifically. Ajax sitting in this memory, like these memories, and there's like all these different locations of like, oh, upstairs here there was clearly a chair where I was like sitting and like, I don't know, reading or something, or maybe like working on something intricate that took my attention. But it was like clearly there was a chair here, and there was like, oh, like this is where the kitchen table was. I remember like the vague idea of a meal with people and sharing that. These are all very different to Ajax, but would Ajax find it interesting or off-putting to sit in a memory that is almost completely antithetical to like how Ajax functions now as a person?
I don't think Ajax would find it necessarily off-putting. There is the recognition that this was the life before.
Yeah.
And the more different that life is from, and like how that person was from Ajax now, is, I feel almost relieving in the sense that Ajax is not just a continuation of this person, that they are, that they have been born anew in sense, that it is the same soul, but not anywhere near the same person.
Then the other question is, what art form do you think would be the most alien to Ajax, like broad category? Like painting, music, dancing, singing.
Cooking, I feel, because
Yeah.
I sense
Then you're in the
I'm
kitchen.
in mind of Ajax.
Uh-huh.
Cooking and baking are two different things, because like baking is
Oh, baking is way more of a
science.
like precise science. Cooking is not.
Yeah.
You find those utensils. There's a few pans like what look like frying pans, or like used to be, clearly rusted to pieces. You like pick one up and you're standing in this spot, and it's like, oh yeah, there was like some kind of magical like stove, like it made fire in like a jet of some kind. You remember the heat of that, and spices and flavor and grease spittling up, and just like a sense of timing that is not alien to you, but the reason why is very different. Where it's like yours is so precise, where this is like, so I'm just kind of feeling it out and finding like when, it's the right color or like the right texture, and like poking things and tasting them and all of that. That's, I think, the thing you find is like you were a cook, or at least you were good at cooking. You enjoyed cooking to some extent. That's I think the weirdest thing you find, like the most strange thing to you find. You remember tasting things in a way you just don't now. It's different. It's vastly different than the way you taste things now. And that's when you get a sense, like a ping of haze. Their magic calling out to you at distance in a direction. And haze, you feel Ajax pinging back.
It worked.
You found them?
I'm curious if you guys think that you can communicate. Oh, sorry.
I sense them. Yes.
I feel
Good.
like Hayes and Ajax would definitely have had like if there are modes of communication that aren't like super like up to date and stuff, like they have like a rudimentary code.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's like
it's basically
a
just
Morse
like
code almost.
Yeah, like almost more
Like
code,
pulses,
but-
maybe.
Yeah. Either that or it's just basic shapes. It's not even like proper letters.
Sure.
That then get extrapolated into the words and stuff.
Then
Hmm.
what I would love to know is, Ajax, what's the thing that you communicate to Hayes? Like, what do you try and get across? In this moment, you
Let's
have
see.
discovered these things about your previous self.
Let's see. I feel like for Ajax, in the moment that they were in, I feel like the ping is almost like ripping them out of it, and they try and like steady themselves both as Ajax and as the one that came before, and I don't know, like almost work with melding them.
Yeah, I think you managed to hold both of them. It's just more of a question of the part of you that is Ajax. What do you say?
Let's see.
What's like Ajax's reaction to this suddenly invaded by a friend?
Let's see. It would probably be like shorthand of. Let's see, what would be the proper word? Probably just greetings.
Okay.
And then probably give them a short sit rep of like, it's me and
Like you're
Rodram.
safe.
Yeah, persons to status safe, location housed, location, house important.
I like the idea that home is a different thing than house.
Yes. Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what you get out. And I would love to know, yeah, Hayes, and now in this space with those four, that it almost feels connected now, these two places. That's what you get. So back to Connor's question of, you've contacted them, you're like, yeah, I've contacted them there. What do you say to the other three?
It would appear that Ajax found the captain.
Roger?
They're with
He's
another
safe
person.
then.
They're in a house. So it would seem that they are safe for now.
A house in. Okay.
And I think Hayes will reply back to Ajax. And say, approaching boat.
Boat house.
Boat home.
Boat home. It's not a houseboat, it's a home boat.
It's a house home. I heard that.
House home.
Yep.
God damn it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, you four are rapidly approaching, and especially with, like, kind of you've pressed this space out so much and it's so directed. I think even at a ways off, you get a sense of this island. I think, like, the viewer, like the nebulous camera, would see the island is shaped differently now. Especially with Kana, your high magic sort of bringing the Ald Isles more here. It is truly a floating island now. There's no illusion of a sea. Below you are simply the soft white-yellow clouds of your homeland. It's a little piece of home here. The trees are still more of this, like, pine, which I think are some islands. Probably not, like, you tell me if it's the one Kana grew up in. I feel like there's a wide variety of plant life. So there's still some of that.
I'll disagree. You're good.
Yeah. And it's just when you're getting there that, yet the building doesn't look familiar to you or anyone. It's somewhere in, like, an architectural space that is just not any of the realms you've been in. It feels like it at one point could have been very colorful and decorative, but it's clearly just been abandoned for so long. Kind of in particular, I think you see Rodrum's, you feel Rodrum's relief. He was clearly on edge, and, like, your magic is so similar and from such a similar discipline that you get that connection very strongly of feeling you arriving in Cam's flying houseboat. And I think the rest of this scene is yours to sort of live in for a minute.
It would appear our friend has gone on quite a journey himself, or themselves.
Ajax, you know they're there. Are you running out? I'm curious.
Ajax would probably send more of the let's see, more of, like, greet them, like, through, like, messaging.
Yeah.
Or, like, messaging
I think when they're
them
close
directly.
to, you can get pretty, like, accurate with what you say. Like, at this kind of range, like, the symbols are sharper and clearer. I also think your phones start working when they're, like, that close, if you wanted to message each other that way, so.
I feel like Ajax would talk to Hayes more specifically of, like, this home was mine.
This is why you said it was important?
Affirmative. And they would probably share the the snapshot of the wall with that phoenix, because I feel like they would have absolutely shared the snapshot from before of getting handed that icon.
Yeah, that previous
Um,
memory.
Yeah, and kind of elaborate. The other details are difficult to extrapolate. The one before lived here as child and adult.
And I think Hayes will, instead of replying like by this mind link, will approach the house and like knock on the door frame before entering.
There's not really a door.
Oh, yeah.
It is mostly just the cement, and then there's some metal bits. You can see where there were hinges. That's about it.
They'll knock on like the frame
Yeah,
or the side.
the wall. Just to be respectful of that this was your house in some sense. And they'll ask you, Ajax, and how does this discovery sit with you?
They will turn towards you, and I think if this sparks joy, their eyes are no longer like they're blue, but more of a rich green. And kind of just their movements are seeming almost sloppy comparative to how Ajax used to move. A lot more organic in the way that they keep almost momentum. These memories of before, age, ancient, sky, unfractured, theory, before the fracture, 4 realms.
Then you must be an incredibly old soul.
Agreement.
And
And then,
finish.
sorry, go ahead.
No, finish.
Their eyes will kind of flicker back to blue as they kind of not really pull themselves out of it, but more of kind of just set these memories down. It back in, like almost flowing back into Ajax. They were good at cooking, interestingly enough. Quite a stark contrast for my skills now. And probably there will be like a little camera flashback to Ajax cooking, and there is like charcoal in the shape of a fish.
Yeah.
And it'll flash back to now. And
What was once a fish?
yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
You're good.
Just so, Cam, I think that you could easily park next to like the flat part of the roof, and that's where Rodram is, as well.
Okay.
He's extremely happy to see all of you, and I think especially to Kana. Hail, Beacon Kana! You have no idea how relieved I am to see all of you.
Not as relieved as your crew will be to know you were alive and safe.
Ah, they're all good sailors, but I don't think that they could have found me as you'd have. And I think, especially if Hayes and Ajax are like downstairs, just your friend Ajax seems odd.
I think Kana just kind of shrugs, as many have said. But, just throwing out like the fact that they are somewhere safe in the middle of the Aether Sea, as we have seen, they always seem to have a plan.
I will never argue that that they are not effective, and I was glad to have them. We probably should go, however. As I told your friend Ajax, this has been the third attack on me in my life in the Aether Sea the last month. It's unnerving. And looks around.
The Aetherlings have been perturbed in other realms as well. More active, more violent.
Rodram seems nervous to say this, but does look around. I heard some of them talk to me. It's unnerving.
And what did they say?
At first gibberish, and then they asked after the families, the 7 families. They told me I had ambitions. They weren't wrong. And he again sort of looks to the tree line, worried, and says, I'm glad that you are here as beacons. I fear we may need you now more than ever.
And as a phrase I am becoming used to hearing wherever we travel. We will do whatever we can, friend.
I think even to Krim in particular. And you, musician, thank you. You did so much to save us, all of us. I do not think that we would have survived that crash otherwise.
Yeah, well, they needed help.
And he gives the head to heart gesture to all of you, but I think first to Krim and then Ajax. And Cam. And if the other 2 of you are in a direction he can see, and not just downstairs. I know that we have some supplies that we rescued. Oh, sorry.
I feel like during this time, Ajax and probably Hayes have like been collecting the stuff and started heading upstairs to put it on the boat.
Yeah. So, I think it's yes.
Believe I'll be taking that macro chip.
Yep, macro chip. I like that.
Plates.
And then we did have a certain amount of loot from the ship, and there's also, I suppose, this building. Did you find what you needed, friend Ajax? Spent quite a lot of time looking throughout the building.
I believe so. What remains is so old, it seems.
Unfortunately, you are interrupted, as you all sense Aetherlings reaching the edge of the woods. Which is where I think we may end our session today and set up next time. Sorry, I just wanted to start the combat music. I thought that'd be a fun way to interrupt you. But yes, thank you everyone for watching. Thank my beacons here for playing in Knights of New Avalon, a Beacon Odyssey. I have been your host, and I would love for all of my friends here to introduce themselves again, so who they were playing and where they can find them. As you know, my name has been Tate Washburn. I played everyone else. You can find me at any place on the internet where it's Tate the Terrific, and if you find me anywhere else, no, you didn't. But really, you should follow this channel's Blue Sky at Neon Lights Roleplay, and then join our Discord, because that's where we do all the cool memeing and streaming, and sometimes even pick up players for cool games like this. And so, how about we start where we stopped last time, and Lucian, you go first, and then just sort of popcorn to the next person, because I don't want to make that choice.
I'm Lucian. I played Cam, Solitary Angler, our Dwarf Life Weaver, who did a bit of fishing today, but did a lot more navigating.
Fishing for people.
Yeah, fishing for people. You can find me in the Discord, and basically nowhere else. I don't really do social media anymore. It's a bit of a pain. But hey, the Discord's a fun place to hang out.
Entirely fair.
We play games and stuff, and talk about random bullshit. There's some truly unhinged discussions that happen in there.
If only you could see the behind-the-scenes footage, chat.
And I'll shoot it over to Chows.
Hello everyone, I'm Chows. I have been learning a lot this session, both as Ajax and the one that came before. I can't really think. I haven't found their name yet. So until then, they'll just be called the one that came before. Holy shit, I'm old. Apparently. Damn. And so many answers, and yet still so many more questions. And I look forward to learning so much more. Yeah, you can find me again in the Discord, and I've been actually streaming a lot more on my own Twitch at It's Chows, because Chows, I guess, wasn't original enough, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Popcorn to someone else.
I'll popcorn
Please don't
over
make me do
to Jeet.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jeet. I was Culmination Crim, the punk of New Avalon, and a new problem maker for Cam, I've decided, officially.
Oh, no.
I seek to be an issue in all ways. You can find me all over the internet at WeebG. You can also find me all over the internet at Entropy Emporium. I have an actual play channel. It's pretty okay. We're doing a lot of really cool stuff over there, which you can find out about on social media. I'm really tired, and I don't want to go through my calendar. It's going to be like 10 things. It's going to take me forever. So you can find me back here in 2 weeks. Doing this, I'm going to go ahead and popcorn it over to Foxy.
Hey, that's me. I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Phillies finest. If you're looking for me, I'm all over the internet at Young Foxy. It's YUNGFOXXII, sometimes with an underscore in the middle. I usually hang out right here on Neon Lights Roleplay, where I am creative director and love to coordinate all the vibes for you lovely people. And if you're looking to see more of what I do, well, you might catch me tomorrow, same time, same place, in the GM seat for Blood and Currency, our Mech Warrior Destiny mini-series. Carried a group of mercs through a lovely little adventure off on some periphery backwater shithole. It's great and a lot of fun. If that's not enough of me, keep me back here on Tuesday again for even more mecha action with the Infinity Fading Chronicle, where I play just the man on the galaxy's biggest crash out arc, to be honest. It's kind of wild. Otherwise, it's been fantastic, and I look forward to seeing you guys hang out with me more. Thanks for being here, and you're all lovely. Take good care of yourselves, and I have the pleasure of passing it over to the one and only Egg-Chain.
Yo, I'm Emily, or Egg-Chan, and I had the joy of playing Haze, and getting everyone on the fucking soul magic train. Woo! my secret hidden agenda. Little did you all know. And you can find me on the internet as Eggchan, mostly on Twitch and Itch and Blue Sky. And you can find me here tomorrow for Blood and Currency. Woo!
Well, perfect and excellent. Thank you all for watching and joining us on today's session. We've been the Knights of New Avalon. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.